few days, especially as we get a little closer to the weekend. So no worries if you are a kind of summer lover and you're holding on to that as long as you possibly can. Live look from Parma, you can see all that sunshine out there today. Cold front came through earlier yesterday, so now we're starting to feel the effects of that front. It really ushered out a lot of the moisture in the air, which will make our temperature tonight a lot more colder or cooler because of how much we can efficiently cool off that air mass. Right now we're sitting at 60 degrees. Winds are east-northeast at about 11 miles per hour, but certainly for our eastern zones, it has been a cool start to the morning. Low to mid 50s is where you're still sitting now. Everywhere else, we pretty much have been able to warm mid to upper 50s to about low to mid 60s. No clouds out there today. I mean, there have been a few here and there, but it's really just going to be a day featuring a lot of that sunshine. So if you are headed downtown for the Guardians taking on the Tigers at 108, it is going to be a little cooler than where we were yesterday. And yes, still breezy, but we're basically going to hold that temperature right up near the lakeshore, mid to upper 60s at best through the afternoon. So I highly suggest, especially with the wind, you bring a little bit of that sweater kind of activity with you because you may want it. It feels a little bit more like how October should. You'll notice if you're a little farther south of the lake, temperatures are going to be sitting mid to upper 70s later this afternoon. Again, that's just because you're not under the influence of what that lake is doing, helping to bring in some of those cooler temperatures. Winds today gusting about 20 to 25 miles per hour at best. We will talk about how much longer this cooler air will last before the warm-up arrives, coming up in just a few minutes. Used to usher in some of these cooler temperatures, it is going to keep kind of that rougher surf around, especially as we go through the day tomorrow. Or the day today, I should say. So just kind of keep that in mind. Again, this isn't going to necessarily be something I think a lot of folks are going to be contending with. I doubt there's going to be a ton of folks trying to get in the water, but just be cognizant of that high rip current risk, as waves could be about 3 to 6 feet still. So again, just be mindful of that. We've got a wind coming in out of the northeast, again, sustained about 5 to 15 miles per hour, but you will find some gusts higher than that as we go through the course of today. It's all because of this big high pressure system setting up to our northeast, and it's a strong one. So the stronger that high pressure system is, the more you're going to see a little bit more of that wind kind of taking over. And that's why yesterday, that's why today is going to be a little bit breezy, and why we're also going to sit a little bit cooler. Highs, if you're up near the lakeshore, upper 60s at best. Everywhere else, about low to mid 70s, I think, is where we're going to be on track for. But it's going to be another cool morning to tomorrow. We're going to have a few clouds around the area, but it's tomorrow and into the weekend that we start to notice our pattern reverting essentially back to where we have been for the last couple of weeks of September. Temperatures in downtown Cleveland right now, 59 degrees. That dew point into the lower 40s. That's your signal that things are going to get really chilly as we head into tonight. But through the afternoon hours, we'll enjoy a lot of that sunshine. So if you're coming downtown for the game, temperatures sitting about mid to upper 60s across the area. You heard Shannon mention it. Bring the sweater. I think you won't regret that decision, especially as we go through the course of today, because you're still going to be contending with a wind coming in off the lake, gusting at times 20 to 25 miles per hour. Winds may subside a little bit overnight, but I still think a little breezy to start the day tomorrow. But it's tomorrow that our temperature finally starts to turn around a little bit. We start adding temperatures back into the upper 70s, low 80s as we get into the weekend, before we start tracking a slightly better opportunity for rain headed into early this next week. But as for your weekend forecast, just in and of itself, if you like the late summertime conditions, enjoy the weekend. Temperatures during the afternoons will be back into the lower 80s. Overnight's warmer as well. No more 40s. We're going to be back mid to upper 50s. We'll talk about that rain chance coming up in your 7-day.